I guess there's an expression or saying, you're your own worst critic. I definitely have felt that way. And I think it's good to be self-aware, but too much can be harmful. Have you ever, I know in your practice, and we'll talk about your business and some of the work that you do for leadership and leadership development. Is that something you personally ever sort of struggled with or maybe helped others that may be struggling that? And what advice would you give to someone who maybe is currently facing that?
So always, so I think again, for me to understand that for myself has, and I think that's where a lot of my work comes from, is like, how has it impacted me? And I want it to help, I want to share it with others. Our brains and our minds will trick us into believing the fear
Mm,
versus the possibility. So that is a lot of what my work is around. So my advice is, when you are in your head, to try to reframe. And there's a reframing tool that I often use for myself. I often teach in my work is, and write in my book is, what is the limiting belief? Right. For me, for example, the book idea was in my head for 4 years. But every time it would come up, the first thought I had in my head was, well, who am I to write a book? I don't know how to write a book. And think about for 4 years, if every time I thought, let's write a book, and my second thought was, who are you to write a book? Think about how far I would get writing a book. Nowhere, right? But if I could reframe that limiting belief of I don't know how to write a book into I don't know how to write a book, but I can figure out the resources on how to. Right. So that even that simple reframe allowed me and my brain to start looking for possibilities now versus staying in
mm.
that challenge.